we're not marginally changing how we're actually transacting. We're just changing the location that we're doing it in. So something that you can count on is that we're here and we're working every day. Welcome back, guys. Mike Frank with Berkshire Hathaway, Frank Oliver and Company. Wanted to talk to you a little bit today about what it's like to buy a home during quarantine. So a lot of things going on. Definitely been a challenging time in our industry. We've been talking about it for a couple weeks, but positive things in the world. We've got a couple of settlements this week. So two clients are bringing their home ownership dreams to settlement through home ownership or through coronavirus. So very exciting for them. We've received a couple offers on a couple of our listings, and we have a couple out for commitment, two of them actually. And we do have a virtual happy hour with some people scheduled for this Wednesday at 4. So 4 o'clock Wednesday, tune in. Very excited to do that. Hey, knock it off. Cat likes to play with all the cords. I told you, knock it off. Buying a home in quarantine, where do we start? So how do we buy a home during quarantine, right? So a lot of people don't realize that real estate is actually one of the accepted, I don't want to call us essential because I don't believe that we are essential, but we are accepted into being an operational business. And we've taken a lot of steps to support buyers and sellers in the process. And it's one of the things that's been really interesting in our business has been, I'm gonna get this cat. Getting the acceptance for the buyers to work in the marketplace and working through people's homes. I mean, touring someone's home during a situation of a pandemic, especially something, a health pandemic in this way, it's extremely considerable, right? We got to take a little bit of consideration into where our sellers are living and taking time away from their home and their safety to value what the buyer is trying to accomplish, which is purchase their home. Sellers obviously are taking the same notion, but one of the things that we've been doing is making sure that we're qualifying those buyers, not only for a pre-qualification process, not only for the process of getting them into the home, but also making sure that they haven't been exposed or they're not putting anyone else at risk by, going to tour a home. Gloves, shoe covers, hand sanitizer, Lysol wipes, all of those things are really great, but we have to start with the very basics, which is to understand who our buyers are and are they qualified to purchase a home, as well as where do they stand in the process? Are we wasting the seller's time? Are we putting people at undue risk? Something else that we're doing is virtual tours. So we do have a virtual home buying program. Everything can be done from the comfort of your own couch. It's totally up to you. It's your personal preference. But our virtual tours start with a very, very simple phone conversation, a pre-qualification process, and obviously touring the home through the use of an app, Zoom, Google Hangouts, FaceTime, whatever is convenient for our buyers. That's the tour product that we're using. And we're being able to offer that for people where we're able to support their goals while not putting them into a position of risk, right? Something that's really important for people right now is understanding the market and understanding the economy behind real estate. And so one of the biggest questions that we get is, how are the rates? What's the market look like? So that's a whole different conversation for a different time. But I think the key to understand is to understand that the rates are really roughly where they were when we started. So back in early March or maybe late February, we were floating around an interest rate, let's just use round numbers, 3.5% to 4%. And for a short period of time, interest rates spiked, which means that the same person that would have gotten a 3.875 interest rate in early March or late February was now getting 4.375, almost a 0.5% hike for their same interest rate. But 2 weeks later, 2 weeks, I had a buyer that had been pre-qualified in late February, went under contract on a home, and they were now getting lower interest rate than where they originally thought they were going to be. So again, use that same 3.875 number. These particular buyers got qualified and underwritten at 3.375. So the rates went down dramatically. And where we've found is that we've balanced back. So where we are today is that we've balanced back to where we were back in February. Very competitive rates, very low rates, and fair, aggressive market appreciation. And I don't anticipate that to change. One of the things that people are concerned about is, how is the market? Is it smart to buy a home right now? Are we going to see a downtick in the market? And we're going to talk a little bit more about those things at our happy hour on Wednesday. So I want you guys to come I have some slides that I want to show you, and I want to share with you exactly what we expect to see in the market and what some of the smartest financial managers are doing in this industry and what they're anticipating over the next 3 to 6 months. So, of course, people want to know, can we start to put in the process of putting in offers, and are we able to see the homes in person? So we've been talking a little bit about these virtual tours, and we've been talking a lot about in-person tours. We've been creating this opportunity for people to accomplish their goal based on their needs. If you're an immunocompromised person, or if you're concerned about those sorts of things and touring homes isn't right for you right now, we can tour the home for you. We can certainly write an offer. We even wrote one offer, and I'm not condoning this, but it was a requirement for this particular buyer. We wrote one offer on a home where the home was never toured by neither buyer. Never. I didn't set foot in it. They didn't set foot in it. It was a situation that was unique. The seller required it. And what happened was the seller offered the opportunity for us to write an offer contingent upon a walkthrough of the home. So if the buyers chose 2 weeks later, after a walkthrough of the home was completed, that they didn't want to purchase that home, they were able to walk away. It was a very unique situation, but again, it speaks to the buyer and to the seller. And so what's really important right now is to understand that everything is unique and everything is a first walk, a first path, something that has never been done before. And so during this coronavirus, it's important to understand that we're working to adjust and shift. And while you're choosing the realtor to represent you, you should be looking for someone that's going to do exactly that. Now, somebody asked how our jobs change and can we rely on realtors right now? What does the market look like, and what does that look like from a prospective purchaser? Well, our job is still the same. And I'm a big believer that our job is to provide you with the information to get your goal accomplished. We can't buy the home. We can't make an offer. We can't pay for it. We can't underwrite you. That's not our job. Our job is to help facilitate your transaction. And if we can give you good information, we're going to allow you the opportunity to create the best result for you and for your family. So from our perspective, obviously we're working from home. Our whole team is working from home. We have multiple meetings per week, and we obviously hold everyone very highly accountable to accomplish your goals. So our responsibility is to help you facilitate that transaction, and we want to support your process. So our job is changing dramatically, but from a structure standpoint, from an existence standpoint, we're roughly doing the same thing that we did before. We're set up online. We're very well connected through the cloud. Everything is well protected. We're not marginally changing how we're actually transacting. We're just changing the location that we're doing it in. So something that you can count on is that we're here and we're working every day. Main goal for new clients during this time. Ooh, that's a good one. So the main goal for our clients during this time is to get them understanding the market. What I've been telling sellers is the same thing that I'll tell you guys. I think it's really important to price your home aggressively, where we're going to get an offer quickly, and we're going to get a very fair and marketable buyer through the door. So as a buyer, what do we want to do? We want to educate you. We want to make sure that you're understanding of the market and you can feel confident in your ability to make a purchase happen, whether it's now or in the near future. You want to know that you have the knowledge and the skills to make that best transaction happen. And ultimately what we're seeing is a more aggressive offer. So buyers aren't interested in touring 20 homes and sellers aren't interested in having 20 showings. So they're pricing their homes more affordably. The buyer's coming a little bit higher up. And let's give an example. So a seller's thinking maybe we could sell our home for $325,000, maybe possibly, fingers crossed. But you know what? In this world, in this pandemic, we don't want to risk that situation. So let's just price it at $315,000. And a buyer is thinking, well, I could get this home for $299,000. But again, I don't want to risk it in this pandemic. So let's just make an aggressive offer at $310,000. Now, if the seller priced at $320,000 and the buyer offered at $300,000, we'd meet in the middle at $310,000 anyway, right? So the win-win idea is almost like being overcompromised. And now we're going into the real negotiation process, which is no longer a win-win. We want to make sure that everybody gets what they want out of the transaction, but we protect our clients' interests. And it's really important to price your home aggressively and ready to sell. And it's important from a buyer's perspective to make fair and reasonable offers that are going to be accepted and considerable to the seller. So our goal right now is to educate our clients, to make people aware so that when they are ready to take that next step, whether it's a FaceTime or a Zoom video tour of a property, or if they're ready to go out and tour properties safely and cautiously, that we're ready to do that with them. And we want to make them educated so that they can make their transaction happen. Obviously, nothing is going on around town. Big thing right now, you got to continue to support your local business. So any way that you can, whether it's $1, $20, or $50 that you're going out to eat, take the opportunity to support a small and local business, even if it's a big, bad McDonald's or Outback Steakhouse or whatever that comes to. Remember that there's people that work there every day, and they're counting on your opportunity to support them to feed their family. So while in this pandemic, keep in mind that there's people that need us, and find ways to support our local business and our local economy. Look forward to chatting with you guys again soon. We'll see you on Wednesday if you can make it, and if not, see you next Monday for another episode to Be Frank. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe for weekly content. Also, check out our social media pages. The links are in the description below. See you next week.